FactsVerse presents Judge hands down animal cruelty sentences that fit the crime. There is nothing more heartbreaking for animal lovers than when people hurt or neglect these adorable creatures. There are advocates who fight incredibly hard for animal rights. You ever watch television and seen those commercials for charities to help animals who are victims of animal cruelty? These commercials are heartbreaking, aren't they? Surely you've seen them. There's often a sad song by Sarah McLachlan playing in the background. These commercials show animals who are emaciated because they are neglected and malnourished due to the negligence of their owners. They show animals trapped in cages who look sad. These commercials are terribly sad, and that's what makes people want to give money to help those animals. Sadly, all the money in the world won't stop the horrible people who treat animals badly. There are some people who just don't understand how precious animals are, and they treat them horribly. It isn't just the casual pet owner who is cruel to animals. You ever heard of the football player Michael Vick? He had the world in the palm of his hands. He was an amazing football player, he was rich, he had everything he ever could have wanted. But for some reason, the man decided to throw away his life and his career by taking part in a dogfighting ring. This is where horrible people use dogs and force them to fight each other, often to the death. These people bet on their dogs and hope to win money. For some reason, Vic thought that his football contract that was worth millions of dollars wasn't enough for him. He decided he needed to make more money by fighting, injuring, and killing poor defenseless dogs. Fortunately, he went to prison for his actions. Unfortunately, he did not go to prison for long enough. When he was released from jail, the NFL allowed him to play again. What were they thinking? Michael Vick and just about every other animal abuser who is arrested don't get the punishments they truly deserve. In most cases, these thoughtless people are given a fine or probation. Even the most serious offenders receive such little jail time that they end up offending again. Fortunately, there is an animal-loving judge out there who does not agree with the lax punishments that people who are cruel to animals are given, and he's decided to do something about it. His name is Michael Cicconetti. This Ohio judge is fed up with animal abusers and gives them a taste of their own medicine. Michael Cicconetti is a judge in Painesville, Ohio. He loves animals. When an animal cruelty case comes to his courtroom, he doesn't hand out fines, probation, or community service. He hands out punishments that actually fit the crimes. He doesn't punish people in a harsh, cruel manner. He says his punishments will just ensure the offenders are forced to deal with a bit of discomfort and a lot of embarrassment. A woman went before Judge Cicconetti after a poor dog was found living in its own filth. Judge Cicconetti handed down his sentence. He told the woman, "I want you to go down to the county dump to the landfill. I want them to find the skinniest, smelliest, god-awful odor that they can find at the dump, and I want you to sit there for 8 hours tomorrow. While you're sitting there, I want you to think about what you did to your dog while you smell that odor. If you puke, you puke." Well, he was serious, and that was exactly what the woman was sentenced to do. It does sound pretty gross, but you know what? She deserved it. She left her poor dog living in horrible, smelly conditions in its own filth. She deserved to have the same done to her. Another animal abuser offender went before Judge Cicconetti, and she was in court because she took 35 kittens and abandoned them in the woods. Kittens are tiny, adorable creatures. They don't have the strength or the skill to protect themselves alone in the middle of the woods when they're that young. When she went before him, he said, "How'd you like to be dumped off at a metro park late at night, spend the night listening to the coyotes, listening to the raccoons around you in the dark, and sit out there in the cold, not knowing where you're going to get your next meal and having no idea when or if you'll be rescued?" He sentenced the woman to jail time and a fine, but before heading to jail, he ordered her to spend one night alone in the woods so that she could feel almost what those kittens felt. Judge Cicconetti hands out these sentences hoping that it'll spread awareness about animal abuse. He wants people to understand that there are consequences to their horrible, despicable actions. His hope is that one day, people who are arrested for crimes committed on animals are forced to undergo a mental evaluation. He hopes that a national animal abuse registry will be set up, almost like the registry for sex offenders. He believes that if a person has committed a crime against an animal, they shouldn't be allowed to own an animal or to work with animals. That's a great idea. People who abuse animals should not be allowed to have the honor of being part of an animal's life ever again. Should Michael Vick be allowed to own a dog? No. Should the woman who left her dog in filth ever be able to own a dog again? No. Should the woman who abandoned all those kittens be allowed to adopt a cat again? No. Judge Ciconetti has had it with people abusing animals and getting just a slap on the wrist. Animal lovers everywhere believe that what the judge is doing is smart and compassionate. Animal abusers should not be allowed to own an animal, and this judge is trying to take the first steps to make that happen. If you agree with the judge and you think that these laws should be in place, start a petition. Make people listen. Animals can't speak for themselves, and many of them cannot fight for themselves either. It's up to kind-hearted humans to make a difference. If you agree with the judge, give this video a like and comment below with your thoughts, and subscribe for more.